Statements made on this podcast are opinions and viewpoints of the Three Bros and a Mic podcast members and guests. Please do not hold any statements made to be expressions of fact. Yo, what up, world?
Oh,
Yo,
man.
Hey, we back up in here, man. You know who it is. It's Three Bros and a Mic.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Let's go. Let's
Hey,
go.
and if you don't know, man, you know who we got here. We got Big Zay.
Yes, sir.
We got Big Mark, Big Mike, and J Mac, man. We make up Three Bros and a Mic. And today's episode, man, it's a good one. We talking about step in, step out. Step in, step out, man. I want to hit you guys with some stats, man.
What you got, man? What you got?
And y'all, we just gonna talk about it, and y'all make sure to leave us, a comment in the chat, man. Let us know what you're thinking. Who is more likely to do each of the following in your household? It's a percentage from 2020 in the U.S. households.
Okay.
Care for children on a daily basis. Women, 59%. Clean the house. Women, 59%. Prepare meals. Women, 57% in their household. Wash dishes, 50% of women in their household. Grocery shopping, 50% women. Pay bills. It says here, women, 45% of the women in their household pay the bills versus 30% of men.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Yeah, in the U.S. And they also make decisions about savings or investments. 26% of women are more likely to do that versus the 20% in the household, man. So when you think about stepping in and stepping out,
Let me pause you right there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Go back to that first stat. Read that one again.
yeah, so caring for children on a daily basis, man. It says here they have 3 columns, women, men, and equally. 59% of the women reported that they take care of the children on a daily basis versus 10%. I'm sorry, 42%. I'm so sorry. 10% men
So taking care of or caring for? So caring
So
for
it's
is like showing love or
care for children on a daily
changing
basis.
diapers and
yeah, probably doing the whole nine.
feeding
The
and
whole-
bathing and
The whole 9.
Okay.
You know?
So more like chores, I guess.
Yo, not for your child. I don't think
look,
that's
look,
Oh
I'm just
man.
trying to understand because I mean,
Big Mike going in.
Right.
When you first stated it, it sounded like you were saying that women care or love their children 59% more than the men do.
Oh no.
Nah,
Not saying that, but it's when I look at that, I equate it. First thing that pops in my mind is the upbringing
Right.
of the man and the woman, because certain women that I know were brought up a certain way to take care of the house,
Right.
and the man, brought the bread home, or
Right.
brought the chicken home, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
They were the breadwinners.
Right.
So they came home, they sat down. You had a glass of water, or who we sponsoring today?
Daily on right there. Shout out to
De Leon, man.
Diddy,
Let's go.
man.
Let's go.
Or a good cup of a good glass of that right there, or just the old school mentality. That's what I got from that. Is that there are a lot of women who take on that responsibility, maybe because they have to.
Right.
Does it say when that survey was conducted or published?
January 29, 2020.
2020.
So
Just
fairly
2 years
recent.
ago.
Right. J Mac, so how it work in your household, man? You giving Ryan baths on a daily basis, or what's
And I'll be
going
straight
on?
up with you, man.
Let's break it down, man. Let's get to it.
I was about to say, I commend my wife.
Right.
She does it way more than me. She does it on a daily basis, man. A lot of times, I do it, but not enough.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I do it a lot, but if she told you, I don't do it enough.
Bro, I think that's across the board.
Yeah,
I
I'm about to
don't do
I
say.
think women everywhere feel that way. Like,
Facts.
Man.
I don't do it enough, man.
I'm
that's,
guilty of the same thing. J Mac.
yeah, that's
It's nature versus nurture, though, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
certain
to
things,
some point. Yeah.
that's just a part of being a mother. It's a maternal instinct for any mammal to want to care and the way that they care for their young. So,
But when in terms of the title, when does a man need to step in? You know, when you know, you get what I'm saying? Like you've both of you are working people.
Right.
I'm assuming, you know, in the household. She works hard for her money and everything. You do the same. You come home, you both decide to have a child or two, and then you got to split responsibilities to some. You would think to some degree, but in a lot of households, you see the women take on all the responsibility in the household, and then you wonder, like, when I come home and I see my wife taking care of my son, and sometimes even our dog, and I come home and I sit on the couch, I feel so uncomfortable.
Right. Facts.
As I should.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's, you know, playing with him or reading a book to him or playing, you know, doing whatever. And I just got in. I'm like, man, I had a rough day, but I know she's had a rough one too.
Right.
But she sucks it up, and I'm like, I should step in and say, you know what? You go ahead and have your girl, you know, your me time.
Right.
But on the flip side, she gonna say you tired too. But somebody got to do the job.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely.
That's a tough one, man. That's
Yeah,
yeah. How y'all feeling, man?
Bro, to jump in real quick on that, man, it's like, like you said, on the flip side, it could be a situation where a lot of fellas feel like they do a lot, you know, especially when it comes to my kids. But, you know, you may have a situation where your spouse, your wife, doesn't feel like you do enough. You know, so your lot, it doesn't equal to her enough. So then where's the middle point?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So what more can I do to make you feel more comfortable with my contribution to the household
Right.
when it comes to having kids?
Fellas,
You know what I'm saying?
communication.
Communicate. I'm about to say that is key. That's key.
So I got a
Goes
question.
back
Then.
to-
I got a question. Then. So when do you say, or do you ever say, you know, when you got a lot on your plate, can you go to your woman and say, hey, look, I'm really beat.
Right.
Can you handle this?
Yeah.
Can you handle the babies right now? Can you handle the household right now? I just need a nap.
Right.
What you think, Zach?
Oh man, that's hard, man, because you know, like the guilt factor comes in, like, you know, like J Mac touched on earlier, man. You know, I know in my household we both work. You know, got to commute. We work. You know, we come home, then it's no off switch. You know, because
Nah.
you know they don't know, the children don't know that, man. They just want to spend time with us. We
Yeah.
got a dog as well, so he don't know that so he's expecting us to come in, play with him, and do those things of that nature too. So it's just hard to say, like, hey baby, I'm wiped out, man. I just need to go upstairs, take a shower, and take a nap. And
Feel
all
guilty.
this
You feel
stuff
guilty, right?
still need to get done down here.
Yes, sir.
The
Right.
baby got to be fed. She need to be changed. She want to, you know what I'm saying, interact with us. The dog need to go out. He need to eat. And you telling me I'm going upstairs, taking a nap, and going to sleep?
Yeah.
I couldn't. No,
Yeah.
no.
That don't even sound right.
No.
I ask this of all three of y'all respectively, because all three of y'all have kids or a child. Y'all don't think that that's like an inevitable responsibility? Like that's not like, so you got to like think about it, or you know, or I mean, it's a second thought that, okay, look, I'm tired. I really can't handle this right now, so I'm gonna dish it off to my teammate or to my partner. Or my partner's already handling it. Like I feel like it should be like a
Right. That's
I'm
like
not in
it's-
it, so
it's
like
like a
hard,
tag team
like,
wrestling match
yeah,
almost.
yeah,
it would be a tug of war. Like,
Yeah.
yo, it's my
I-
kid. Like it's our kid, but like I want to spend
Yeah.
time. I mean,
That's
I
tough,
could be
Mike,
naive,
man. That's tough, man.
It sounds
That's
good,
tough.
bro.
See, it sounds real
Yeah.
good in theory, man, but it's just like my mind, it just wouldn't even let me rest. Because now you know that you really putting all this on your significant other, man. Like, you done put all this on their plate. Plus, they still got to get themselves, you know, mentally unwound for their particular day.
Right.
Yeah.
Take a bath. How I'm gonna figure out I got to, you know, I got to put this one to bed. I got to get in the shower myself, get in the bed. So it's just, I don't know.
I think, you know, before you come back in, I thought about that. I was like, you know what? I see all that my wife went through to get my child here, and it makes me feel guilty
Right.
that when I come home and I'm beat, and she still finds some way.
Where I was getting at.
Yeah, she finds some way to find that inner strength
The energy.
The energy.
to still give to our child.
Right.
I mean, I still have it too, but at the same time, I'm thinking like, man, I could just, I would want to go to sleep, and she'll tell me like, babe, go take a nap, go
Yeah,
take a nap.
yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, I got this to do, this to do, this to do, this.
Right.
But she's literally telling me to go. But at the same time, that's the whole struggle with me of stepping in and stepping out.
Right.
Like my wife
Right.
is stepping in, saying, I got it.
Right.
But as a man, I'm like, nah, I got it.
Right.
You go do your thing. But she reads me very well.
Right.
She's like, oh, I know you do. Like, I see it in your eye, bro. Like, you just got off the highway.
Right.
You just got off of 85. You tired. I'm tired too, but she'll, I don't know how I put it, she doesn't submit. She just, she don't take a back
Selflessness,
seat.
man. She
She just sacrifices.
Right.
You know, and then, but then here's my thing. Then she pays for it in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She allows me to go to sleep, and then when she come to bed, it's 12, 1, almost 2 in the morning,
Right.
just to get back up and travel up 285, up to Cobb County all over again for another 45 minutes.
Right.
So it's like it feels unfair.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, you travel too, she
Right.
travels too,
Right.
but it's just like you got to find that balance.
It's all about
And that switch
balance.
don't get
Yeah,
turned off. So when she get
yeah.
back up in the morning, she got to make sure
You right back
everything's prepared.
Right
You know,
back on.
everything's in order for when they go to school.
Yeah.
You know, she probably worried about you too, Jim, making sure you got what you need. You know what I'm saying?
that-
Where do you know,
so you got to find your. For me, I have to find my niche.
Right.
So what I do, you know, and she don't know, she know now, but like she go to sleep, she feels me whenever I wake up, but I'll get up and I know that she hadn't made her lunch yet.
Right.
So I figure out like, you know what? Let me see if I can put her lunch together.
Right.
Now I try to find something to show her,
Right.
Right.
you know, step in
Right.
Right.
and show her
What you're
that,
doing to take something off her
Right,
plate.
yeah.
right, to let her
Right.
know. I mean, it's a small thing, but I'm thankful I got somebody who don't compare,
Right.
you know, the things you do.
Oh.
Because you know how easily, all you did was pack my lunch.
Right.
But
Right.
I bathed them. I
Right.
clothed
Changed
them.
diapers.
I took
Y'all
them
look
to
out for
school.
that. That's real shit right there. Look out for that
Facts,
now,
facts,
because
man.
That's
it's-
real. I'm not
it's
saying
easy
that-
to get
that's
there,
not
right?
my wife.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
easy
my
to get
wife,
there.
you
Right,
know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
And that's what you don't want. Like we're talking about,
Yeah.
communication is
Resentment,
key.
man.
Like
Facts.
you don't want it to get to the point where you start getting petty
Right.
and you start tearing each other down. You know, instead of going all the way, building each other up and say,
Right.
"Look, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing that. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna handle this today. You handle this, you know, later or tomorrow, or whatever." So you work together. You know, so it's a lot easier that way instead of working against each other and then saying what I did versus what you did.
So let me ask all three of y'all this: do y'all feel like y'all's responsibility for taking care of your child is an option? Like is it a choice?
No.
It's
No
a-
way.
that's
Nah,
what I'm
because
hearing.
No,
he
nah,
didn't
yeah.
ask to
Because
be
if
here.
you,
Right.
if you have an opportunity to say, you know what, I mean, I think she got it, or she stepped in and she's taking care of it, then it's almost like, you know, you got it out.
No, I see where you going
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
Right. That's easy. That
I
is
see that.
that is easy way to
Right.
yeah.
man.
You have an out.
And a lot of fellas may think like that.
Right.
Like, you know, oh, she got it. You know,
Right.
I got it.
but-
no, I want it.
But flip that. Women got an out too.
Right.
They got an out too. They can say, I'm fed up with this. You know what I'm saying? They can say, you know what? I tried me and my child, we out. Or I've seen some women say, you know what? I'm out. The child's here.
Right.
I'm out. I can't do this. You want to be the man? You want to do all this? You want to step in and take care of this? Here he is. Here's his schedule. Here's his. Here's that.
Wow.
I'm out.
That's
Right.
more like petty. Like,
Right.
Of course.
I mean,
But they got
it
it
can
out.
get to
It's
that
out.
point.
It's
Yeah.
out, right?
It can get to that point, though.
sound
It-
like
it-
showcase show. You can't walk in my shoes. You know,
But
Right.
that,
like you think you got it, but
Right.
you don't.
right. And I think that circles back to what you were saying earlier. We gotta,
yeah.
you know, we gotta focus as relationships, as couples, to focus on again not tearing each other down. So you know, if a guy, if the traditional male role in the house is to provide, you know, and then again based on statistics, the women are holding the house down. But if the guys want to step in and say, let me do this, let me do that, but you're making your man feel less than, or what he's doing versus
on,
trying to take something
Mark.
off your plate isn't good enough compared to how you do it.
Yeah.
Then what's
Facts.
what's you know, the lead for him to say, look, I'm straight then.
Right.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
nothing then.
You
You
just handle it then.
you know, I mean,
Right.
Let me throw a hook. This data, I just looked at it. Get this. I just want to see what y'all feel about this and see if it even makes a difference. It says the above data that I just read to you was based on the views of either all married couples or cohabiting couples.
Right.
Does it make a difference when you think of stepping in and stepping out if you're married or is it cohabitating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So title versus no title.
Right.
Type.
There's your out, right?
Yeah.
There's your out for sure.
Well, it's
Like,
easier.
Right. Yeah. A lot.
I mean,
a lot
it's gotta be
easier.
easier.
Is it easier though? Because
What you think? Zay? I
if,
mean,
if you married, you still got an out though, right?
No, I mean, because we in this thing, we pot committed at this point. We didn't, took
Yeah.
this vow in front of our families and
Facts.
friends. So yeah, when you cohabitating, man, it's easier to say, you know what, I'm out. I ain't dealing with this. I'm gone, man. Take my child and we out, man. A lot of people, I've seen it, man. Firsthand, especially coming from my situation, mom being a single mother, it becomes a situation where the person becomes resentful, man, and just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my ball and go home type deal, rather than force somebody to do something that they don't want to do or
Right.
drive myself crazy in the situation where I feel like you should be doing more and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I just remove myself from the situation. And when you cohabitating, I think it's a lot easier to make those type decisions,
Right.
So how does one determine, I guess, who leads with who? Like,
I mean, I think Jimmy Mack statistics tell you, man, this is more, and you said it too, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the motherly instinct, man. I don't even, and I love my child to death, man. But
Facts.
I would even venture out to say, probably a statistic to say, like, a lot of the guys, fathers and stuff like that, or guys with kids will be like, you know what? It's a better situation for you to be with your mother than be with me because I know that you will be in the. I don't want to say that, Mark. It just.
But is
Don't
that
say better hands. Bro.
No, I don't want to say better hands, but you will be in a more nurturing situation
For sure.
with your
Naturally.
mother.
But
right.
do you see how that is an out? How that can be
right.
an out?
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Because you know what? I didn't know it was gonna be all this.
Right.
That's true.
I ain't signed up for this.
It's
but
too
you
much.
You signed up to lay down with
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what
too
I'm
much.
saying?
Facts,
Right.
man.
You signed up to lay down with it, man. So how do you feel about when everything that a woman does, according to the stats, they do so much, but how it doesn't stay in the household, it carries out into the world.
what you mean? Like, give me an example.
Like when, and this is just from what I've seen on TV, like, the woman takes care of the household and does everything to the point where the man is just like, he just literally just walks in, right? So when you go out, sometimes the man wants to flip that switch and step in and be like, I got this, I'm the man.
Right.
But and sometimes it doesn't transition well to the fact the woman's like, nah, I got this. I've been doing this all day. It travels from the house. Like, you know what I've done today? I did this.
Right,
this.
yeah.
I got I got this. We're gonna do. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right,
how the man picks and chooses when to be a man,
Right.
or when to step up.
Ooh,
man.
so I think you're hitting that with a lot of women out there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not all men, but I'm just saying, it's not all women that do that too. But I've seen situations on TV, on TV where women carry what they've done all day in the household to take care of it.
Take it out.
They bring it outside with them, and then when they get into an argument, what happens?
Right. Now, I've heard a lot of women say, why is it okay for a man to choose when it's okay to be a man?
Ooh,
So I think that ties into what you were saying. Like,
yeah.
the women, they say,
Ouch.
like Zay was saying, mothers especially are on 24/7, 365. So why is it okay for a husband or a man?
So a man's
hit stuff
not?
up?
I'm asking you.
I'm just saying.
How you feel about that?
From what a lot of women may say, men get to choose when to be on and off. We talking about stepping in, stepping out. So
okay.
a lot of people think that
Right.
men have choices when they could do that in and out stuff.
But
Yeah.
I think it ties back to something we talked about, a few episodes back. I think it's perception, and I think the perception of a woman and of a mother is far more objective than the perception of a man. Like, we can all go around and have maybe one or two similarities, but for the most part, we're gonna have a different definition of how we define a man. If you ask a woman, it's gonna be a completely different definition of how you define
See,
a woman.
we remember I brought that up a long time ago in one of our previous episodes where this guy, Jason Wilson, the book I sent y'all, man, he said it. He's like, when you try to define a man, you're putting a cap on his ceiling because you can't define a man. Because when you define him, all a man is going to do is get to that point.
Right. And
be
stop.
like, and that I did it.
Right. I did what you asked me to
I'm
do.
a provider. That's it.
That's it.
I did
That's
it.
it. Right.
Right.
It goes
Check
back to
that
what Mark
box
said.
off.
Mark said we're fixers. It's just in us.
Right.
Oh, I'm a fixer. I fixed it.
Right.
So if you don't describe a man, you just you can't really. If you don't describe the man and you just
Don't put limits on
don't
what you
put
expect.
limits on him exactly, then the sky's the limit.
Right.
Because think
Right.
about it, like to even like throw a wrench in there, like look at like a same-sex marriage or a same-sex couple.
Mm.
How
Ooh.
would they like? How would you define? How would they define a man?
Oh,
How would
boy.
a man be defined?
That's a
Man.
whole nother word.
Right? Based on, so I guess my point
Man.
is that like it's more subjective than we really think.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Right,
So,
right.
So I don't know if that's a fair.
But I just think in any type of relationship, it's always going to be a more dominant person. It's always going to be a more submissive person. It's always going to be a more nurturing person. It's
Yeah.
going to, no matter what the
What the
relationship
dynamics,
is,
right.
yeah, the dynamics is, it's always going to be one person that's more skewed a certain way. One person might be better at fixing stuff. One person might be better at homemaking. One person might be better at managing the finances.
But that's why you find somebody that balances you,
Right.
right?
Right.
Facts,
That complements
facts.
you.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, no doubt.
Right.
No
You
doubt.
find that cohesion, so to speak,
Right.
then you winning. I mean,
Yeah.
But also, I think with stepping in and stepping out, man, you got to know when somebody is rocking it. If you follow me,
Yeah.
you know, I don't, and I'm not saying it's an out for me, but if I see like my wife is killing it, man, like she got a system,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna find my place where I can add and help out.
Right.
Yeah, I love me
Like-
a system.
no, yeah.
Like, I- you
Whoever
know-
has the better,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes
but,
sense.
But you understand how that could be a conflict of a woman's ego or a man's ego.
Right.
Like you got a system, my wife has a system, and I come in like, nah, man, we're gonna do it like this. But that system is working like an oil well machine.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's-
But-
speak on it, Mike.
Right. If it works,
Speak
though,
on
bro.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
then what, it ain't broke, it ain't fixed. Don't fix it.
Hey, look, if my wife got a system where my son does it like A, B, C, and D, and he's good,
Right.
and she's good,
Right.
baby, what I need to do, I want to learn too.
Facts.
Right.
You know what
As
I'm
long as you don't make me feel less than and trying to learn to
There
get
it
to
is.
your level.
That's
So if
it.
your expectation is
That's
here,
it. That's
Right.
you know, and I'm trying to learn, then
Right.
baby,
Yeah.
teach me so
Right,
we can be
yeah,
on the same
right,
page.
yeah.
That's all.
But don't flip it and say you're supposed to know how to do that.
Ooh,
Man.
You're a man.
Hey.
You're supposed to know how to do that.
Hey,
Man.
yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's a lot of
Right.
misconceptions on what a man is supposed to know how to do.
Right.
But when, no disrespect to you, but when you haven't been brought up in a situation where
Facts.
you've had a household where you had a man to look towards
Right.
in a
Yeah.
household,
Yeah.
Right.
then that's not fair to you in
Right.
your
Right.
upbringing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when people don't know that, they know, it's like, oh, well, I didn't know. But you had an uncle, or, you had, like, they're going to find a way to get you
Right.
out
Throw that in there, right?
You know what I'm
Facts. Like,
Yeah, like, I mean, my pops was old school, man. So that's why it was a hard transition for me when I said I do.
right.
It was easy to say it on face value.
Yeah.
But once you get in and close that door behind you,
Right.
it's like,
You start trying to figure it
I
out.
start thinking like what I saw in my household.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, well, my mom was cool with it. Then I guess women are cool with this.
Right.
Yeah.
All women could. Yeah, you can't make,
Make
that correlation,
generalities,
man.
man.
Right.
Generalities,
Can't do that 'cause that's when you
Uh,
mess up, world.
that-
It's
man.
2022,
Facts.
baby.
Yeah.
Any
doubt.
last words? Any last words, fellas?
Nah, man. I mean, I think you summed
we
it up
pretty
nicely.
much covered it right there, Jimmy. Right?
Oh, I did? Oh, okay then. Well, look, man, we just, so basically, man, stepping in, stepping out, man. Know when to and when not to.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to end it right there, man.
Sure.
So y'all stay tuned, man. We're going to be back with a second part to this, man. Get you a drink.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
man.
Shout out
Pour
to
up,
Daily
man.
on again, man.
Yeah, man.
Have a
Get
drink,
you
man.
Find the
one.
spirits
Have
for
a
today's
drink.
episode, baby. Let's
For
go.
sure.
All right, we holla at y'all. All right, world, we are back, man. We are back with the second part of our episode of Stepping In, Stepping Out. Step in, step out. So, we talked about in the first section, fellas, man, the household.
Right.
In the household, when to step in, when to step out. And we see in the stats that the women are, handling their business.
Holding it down. Gender roles.
Not to say that man ain't doing it, but
Shout out to the ladies.
numbers
Yeah,
don't
no
lie,
doubt,
right? Numbers don't lie.
Meanwhile, living life, numbers don't. Right?
But now we're going outside the home. We're going, the different perceptions that you see out there with the gender roles out in the world now. So,
Right.
y'all tell me what y'all seeing out there, man.
What you see, Mark?
Man, we're gonna start with let's start with something simple, man. Just you pulling up to the gas station.
Yeah.
Right? How many times, fellas, you see pull up to the gas station, and how many times you see the guy, a husband, a man, whatever he is, sitting in the passenger seat,
Ooh.
sitting there listening to music bumping,
Right.
you know,
Ain't even
on his
ain't
phone
even
scrolling, ain't even looking at
aware of what's
his
going
wife,
on.
his girl, whatever. Get out,
Right.
get out from the seat. scroll, go type in do, put the
Right.
code in,
Right.
put the card in, see it outside by itself,
Pumping
pumping the
gas.
gas. What y'all feel about that?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see that often at all. But the times I have seen it, it's usually been like a big variance or a gap in age, right? So it's
Okay.
been like I guess I'm assuming like a sugar daddy and a much younger lady. You know what I'm saying? Going in to like get his Newports and while she doing that, she may be like pumping the gas for him. While he's doing his thing. So I've seen it like
That's
in
interesting.
that side, but like not amongst
Regular type.
yeah
versus-
regular
Yeah.
people.
But is it a bad thing to see that?
Right. How you feel about it?
Yeah.
Is it
That's
wrong?
an awkward relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, the whole sugar daddy.
Yo.
So I don't even know what they're called.
So, Mike, you ain't sitting
Sugar
in the
daughter.
car. You ain't sitting in the car while the gas is being pumped. That's what you just said.
Nah. But I'm talking about I've never seen
Right,
it.
yeah, general,
So I
right.
can't even speak on
Right,
it.
yeah.
But what I have seen has been that's been the dynamic of what I've
Right,
seen.
Okay.
right.
But personally, you wouldn't be sitting in the car while your wife's outside.
Nah.
In no
indeed.
situation, man.
Nah, no indeed.
Not one at
That's
all,
a safety
man.
risk
Oh, right. Facts,
on all
facts,
fronts. That's a
facts.
safety
Off right,
risk.
like, hey, look, I've been known to trail my wife to the gas station and couldn't park up next to her.
Right.
Had to go park down. Like, look, think about Quick Trip, all the parking spaces they got,
Right.
and the gas pumps they have. I had to park all the way down. And I ran all the way back just to
make
pump
sure.
that lady gas. She's like, I got it. I was like, get your butt. You know what I want to say, but
Right.
That's
you
love.
know, I was like, I mean, it's not like, again, it's not that women can't do it.
Right.
It's just a matter of, I'm protecting my investment. I'm protecting my treasure.
Right.
I'm protecting who I love. And, I mean, not that she can't hold her own, but, sometimes, I mean, guys, we're guilty of it too. But sometimes, we let our guards down, when we're out.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, not being aware
Yeah.
of what's around you.
Surroundings,
You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of variables around you. You got your kid in the car.
Yep.
You got your cell phone in your hand.
Mhm.
You're trying to pump gas. Trying to put the number, and then on the other side of the gas pump is somebody just sizing
Trying
you
to
up,
slide in there.
trying to
Right.
slide in. So
Right.
I just try to eliminate. Not saying it can happen to me too, but I'd rather this is my mindset. I'd rather happen to me than to
What you
my
think,
wife.
Zay?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with all y'all, man. It's just a security thing, man. You just want to make sure that your woman's protected at all times, man, and just cut down on the risk of things that can happen, potentially. So, yeah, man, I believe in that type chivalry type stuff. Just making sure that your woman is valued and she knows that, okay, man, I got this.
Is chivalry dead?
Ooh, that's up and down
Man.
across the board. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
just
mean-
depends on.
I don't. I think the perception is changing over.
Yeah, I
the
think that's what it
generation.
was. It's
Yeah.
kind of evolved. I don't know.
Right.
What it is.
Yeah.
What
Right.
you mean by evolve? Like some of the things that they used to do they don't do anymore, or
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some of them, I think some of the things that that people traditionally thought as being chivalrous, you don't see it as much now, but it may take like a new form. So I know, like traditionally, some people may hold the door
Right.
for a young lady or for someone that's elderly or even
Right.
somebody that
Someone just walking up.
just
Right,
walking
yeah,
up,
no,
right,
right,
yeah, behind you.
And I think people, and a lot of younger people, have like a new definition as
Right,
far as
yeah,
what
that's
they
a
think
lost
is still
art,
respect,
man. I don't-
right?
Yeah.
That's
They can go in first
the
and
right
roll
word
behind
right there,
you,
man.
Lost.
Right. Yeah, man.
I tell you, like for another good example, man. That opening the door is a good one.
Yes.
But like just when you're out on the streets, man, walking, man, it's just a habit, man, to pull your woman on the inside.
Right.
When you're on that, walking that street, why have your woman on the outside of that?
Right.
I mean, yeah, I could get hit too, but again, it's just the mindset.
At least you get hit and she don't
You
get
know what I'm
hit.
saying?
Bro, a lot of fellas out there, bro, that's so old school, man.
old
But look,
school, man.
there's nothing wrong with old
Right,
school,
yeah,
man.
At a transparent moment, man, I had to learn that, man. I definitely
Facts.
didn't grow up that way or saw that
Yeah.
as
Right.
a thing, man. But it's definitely something that's ingrained in me now, to make sure that, she's always on the inside of me when we're walking on the streets and stuff like that. So, yeah.
How do your women take you handling? Well, handling's not the right word because I don't want to say you're controlling your wife,
Allowing you to be a man.
allowing you to be a man.
That's what we talk about when it comes down to.
Has your wives, I guess your wives, have they always been receptive of you when you go outside the house and you're trying to be chivalrous and protective? Have they always been receptive to, or it hasn't given? Had they had to have time to change?
I say this much: the region and what part of the country certainly I think plays a part in that.
For sure.
So for my wife, her being down south, I mean, I call her Southern Belle. She was arms open, and is arms open to, chivalry or chivalrous type of activity. Yeah, I mean, definitely. She still believes that a man at every point in the commute process should open the door. You know what I'm saying? In every point for a woman. I mean, I just don't think that's the one part where I said like chivalry has kind of evolved, because I consider myself a chivalrous guy. I just don't think I'm also practical too. Right. I just don't like it's
like if y'all make it 8 stops, you ain't open the door.
Yeah, each time, because then I'm a chauffeur. Stop. Then I'm a chauffeur at that point, right?
We just went 1 mile, bro.
Right.
Yeah, so, I think Mike saying what's overkill at that point.
Yeah, but if it's like for the experience, you know what I'm saying, we going out or something like that, it's like absolutely. Sure. At that point, I'm a chauffeur. And then.
Chauffeur, yes sir.
But anything else that sort of kind of like taps into that like protector's instinct,
right.
I think that's where chivalry, has an opportunity to show its head. So,
facts.
So what do you say? What do you say? I don't know if it's ever happened to you. It has not happened to me, but what do you say to if your wife was opposed to all of that chivalry? Like you ain't got to open my door.
That's what I was getting at with the regions, because like in other parts of the country, I mean, there are other women that's just
up north,
right?
Yeah, up north, like the northern elites, it's like, I'm good, I got this. Like, you doing too much, bro. Like, chill out.
Is that how it was in DC?
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
That's crazy.
So it's like, and even in New York too, man.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
And some of those other northern states. So.
Expectations change as you move around the country.
So why do y'all think that is? Why do you think in the South it's more receptive?
Traditions, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Generations, passing down things.
Facts.
So
yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down.
I look at the South as being like an arm's reach to like tradition, like heritage, roots, culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we all are tapped into it, but like it's right there within an arm's reach for people in the South. And I think that's sort of where it stems from.
I think also that that chivalry thing. I saw a video, man. I thought it was crazy. I had all kind of emotions, man. Yeah. A gentleman was walking into a store, and a woman was in front of him. She opened the door for him, going into the store.
Wow.
He didn't go in. He respectfully, there's no sound to the video,
right?
Okay. But you can see the movement. He was gesturing to her. You go in,
right?
But she came back and said, "No, you go in."
Oh, right.
So then you see, like, it's like you see him not franticking, but like arguing with her with his hands, like, you go in. Like he's trying to get from behind her, hold the door, and she's like, "No, you go in." Like they're literally
having a battle. Right?
I don't know if they know each other or what, but it's like,
right.
I hope not.
Does it have to get that deep, or can you say as a man, like, you know what, I'm a man, I'm not going in. You're a woman, or do you go in?
No, I mean, if you've made the effort, and this is a total stranger. Hey, man, at this point, I've tried. I'm going in the door, man.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. Yeah.
Right, man.
As long as you made the gesture, right? You put out there and said, "Look,
right.
I got manners. I know.
I attempted.
I tried.
Right.
I mean,
Or do you wait till she go in?
I will wait, man. I'm insistent. I mean, that's like a I'm insistent. That's like a senior citizen.
Right.
Hey, but bro, that's like a senior citizen, like trying to hold the door for you. You like somebody that's 75 years old.
No. They usually gonna say, "Well, thank you," and they gonna go in. They're not gonna. They ain't got no time to wait.
It's just like, nah, man, you go, man. Let me get that door. Like, chill out.
Don't mind if I do.
We're hobbling all the way to the door.
What y'all think about when you out and you eating and you pulling the chair out? Or is it pulling the chair out or tucking it in?
It's
clearly
both. It's a little both. I mean,
man.
Speak on that.
Do y'all still see it? Only person I see doing it is the servers.
Right? Yeah. That is to the max right there. I don't. Yeah.
I will tell you though. So you think that's too much?
You do that, Mark?
No, bro. No, bro. Like, I think that's what we're talking about. And chivalry has evolved so much because I just to me that's somewhat overkill.
Right.
For the most part, right? Just in today's world, it's just. And J-Man he may disagree now. 'Cause
Ah.
he old school, right? You gotta watch him. He over there think he
man,
conjuring
J-Man's
up like.
like,
See, but this is why I
You
said
know
it's
what
so
I'm saying?
subjective because you
Right.
can have like an OG sitting in this conversation and be like,
Right.
y'all young folk don't know anything,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like
Right.
back in my day, we used to pull out the chair
That's
for
all
our
that
women.
was
And stood
all-
up every
That's
time
what
a woman
you
got up.
supposed to
Right, yeah. Right,
Yeah. Oh, you.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're
I,
right.
I was
You're
I
right.
was taught man, if I'm sitting and even if it was a male, and they come up and someone introduced them to stand up, male or female,
Right.
to stand up and
Oh yeah,
Greet
yeah,
them.
that's
and
another one,
greet
too.
them.
Right.
Well, that's a little different, bro.
Yeah.
That's a little
Yeah,
different.
even with women, so it's now I will say I have dropped the ball on that, and a lot of times I'm like, man, I'm comfortable, bro. Like, but they're pulling out, to go back to that mark. I mean, I've done it. Let my wife tell it. I probably haven't, but I feel like I've done it.
What about the?
I feel like you have. I feel like I've seen you done it
Right.
before.
I feel like I've
What
done
about
it.
the
man in action, huh?
What about the car door for all y'all?
It's sporadic, for
Right.
me.
Very, very.
That's putting it.
Bro.
Would y'all look
Like,
at a brother
I
that did
gotta
that
stop the
consistently
daddy
as
clap,
like
man. Yeah, the daddy clap.
like
Right.
too much? Or
Nah,
I mean, to
man.
each his
To
own.
do
each
your
his
thing,
own. Yeah,
right.
to each his
Do
own.
your thing. That works.
To each his own.
Whatever.
Right.
Look.
But what I don't want to see, and not saying it about my wife or anyone else's wife, but what I don't want, and I'm pretty sure it happens, is when you get to the car and you know how you sit in the car, you see other people going to their car, and you see a man do it, and the woman looks like, you don't do that for me. They
Now
they
you
pull
wanna
that
compare.
car.
Now you
That's-
want to
that's-
compare,
yeah,
right?
that's-
You want to
yeah.
compare
Like,
and
bro,
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's minute, my guy. That's minute.
Right, yeah.
I mean, behind the scenes, this dude could be trashing over.
Right,
her,
you don't know. You
He
don't know.
could be
Optics.
trying to be butter. He could be trying to butter her up right now.
I think
right?
that all the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
man.
Right, because he
Right.
just got done doing the wrong or something.
Yeah,
You can't. You
know
don't know
what I'm
people's
saying?
houses, man.
Have y'all seen them? I mean, this was a couple years back, but like it was trending, I guess, of like videos and pictures of like women that were proposing to guys,
Oh,
like
this-
getting down on the knee.
Right.
It's still trending.
Right,
man.
yeah.
Like, what was that
crazy.
about?
Yeah, that's a good one to bring up.
Right.
Bro.
Do y'all know anybody
No.
or know of somebody that
No.
knows somebody
No.
where that's happened, or that's
No.
just
It's
like
TV, man.
TV,
Right, yeah,
TV
yeah.
land.
That stuff is fair.
Absolutely right.
Like to me, I don't know about y'all, but that's where I draw the line, bro. That's
Yeah,
to me
yeah,
that
come on,
that
stop
just
it,
shouldn't
man.
happen.
Stop
man.
it.
It just
Stop
doesn't
it,
make
man.
sense. It don't make sense, man.
Now I'm upset, man. You doing that in public?
But who,
Right,
you, who,
exactly.
who should
Making
you
me
be?
look bad.
Yeah, right.
But the
man.
guy
What
don't
guy would
expect
say
it to
yes
happen.
to woman?
Right,
No,
yeah,
man.
come on.
But
man.
see that. But I hear you. But I'm saying, if love is love, right? Love is
Why
love.
should it matter, right?
It shouldn't
No,
matter, right?
Man, stop it. You
Oh,
not
come
about that
on,
life.
bro.
Nah,
Even back, you
bro.
not about that life
Bro,
anyway.
so
You
if
just
your
trying to be-
if your girl and matter of fact, keep in mind you may have been planning this up, got this whole thing, putting the pieces of the puzzle. She beat you to it. Would you say yes?
Oh, that's putting me on the spot, bro.
I mean, that's what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah, I know. If I plan something out for my wife and she beat me to the punch,
That's a little different though. That's,
I know.
that is a little different.
No,
If he been
sir.
planning and she beat you to the punch, that's more just like, yo, we bumped heads.
No,
And I'm more
bro.
mad that we bumped heads than I am.
I ain't gonna lie though. It would be uncomfortable as all get out because
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
because as much as people say they don't like traditions, they like traditions.
And that's a huge
and that's
tradition
a huge
across
tradition.
every
Right.
type of religion
Facts.
and whatever.
like
I
traditions,
mean,
man.
that
So,
transcends
culture,
everything.
yeah.
If my wife were to do that, I think and if I was prepared enough and I had the ring on in my pocket, I'd flip it on her.
Right.
You would have to.
I would
Right.
have to.
Facts.
but let's say you're not prepared.
Right. And she
You just out, man.
Right.
You're not, it's just another regular day to you.
Right.
I-
I mean,
But my thing is, yes, real talk, it would be uncomfortable, and I would. I
you
couldn't.
decline? Would you
I couldn't.
decline?
I couldn't say. I couldn't fix my lips.
Would you decline?
I couldn't fix my lips and say no, but I would be uncomfortable. But here's
Or you would say yes. He would say yes.
I'm not saying that.
that would sound like, bro.
No, I couldn't say real talk. I couldn't say yes. I couldn't. But at the same time, it's like, how does that affect her? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Or do we care about her feelings at all in this?
Hell no.
Ah!
No, I'm talking about that because you didn't care about my feelings. We talking about trying to propose to me.
Right.
This stuff documented. We in
what you-
public.
so
Right.
Mark, what
I'm
you-
on YouTube, Facebook saying yes.
Mark,
Forever.
So wait. So
Yeah,
Mark,
you a
Mark,
meme forever.
Right.
So Mark, you're saying right now that there are certain roles that women have that should have and men should have, like non-negotiables.
No, not negotiable, but just natural.
Right.
Right. They're
Yeah,
natural.
that's a
roles.
better
isn't
word.
It, but isn't
Like
that like
nature
that's a
versus
non-negotiable,
nurture.
right? I'm proposing to you. That's a
Right.
non-negotiable.
No. It's nature versus nurture. We talk about that. So, you know, you got traditional natural things that are natural to a woman, like, you know, maybe rearing children versus men. And you got more natural things for guys who like popping the question. Like that's just easier. It's natural. It's a smoother conversation. It makes sense.
Right.
I mean,
Society's made that a little bit more natural though.
Yeah.
Who said
For guys.
who said it made sense? I'm just
Right,
asking.
that's what I said. Society's
Society,
made that
man.
natural in that
Society.
case.
Society.
So, let me throw one more out there for y'all.
All right.
Let's say it's raining cats and dogs, right?
Mm.
Raining
man.
cats and dogs. Only one umbrella.
Okay.
man.
It's a small umbrella.
That's what I was trying. I was
One
trying to get
person.
there. I was trying to
It's
get
a
there. One
one
umbrella,
person.
right?
You gotta
You
bring
and
a big
you
one.
and your
It
girl.
It don't matter.
You giving it to your girl to go to the
no
car,
doubt.
or are y'all
And
both
that-
sharing it?
She gonna get. I'm gonna be pissed though. I hate to be soaked, but you know, it's gonna
I-
have to.
I-
I'm just gonna have to.
None of y'all sharing?
I will.
You
I
giving
will
it straight to her?
I'll give it straight to her, but
Right.
I will admit to say I have seen this in person myself. I DJ'd a gig, and Brother Man came out. It was during like Christmas time or something.
Right.
And I DJ at the Wild Pitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And Zay and his wife came out, man, and she was a little bit drenched because the rain was coming from all kind of ways.
Oh, it's
right?
blowing and everything.
Yeah.
That's
My
different.
brother here, you would have thought somebody just put a bucket on top of him.
Back.
Bro. He came in
Back.
like a wet dog, bro.
Right.
Am I lying, bro?
Right, no. Keep in mind, it's the winter time too, so it ain't
cold.
no relief.
It was cold,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he coming there, man. That's a
I
different type
said-
of rain, bro.
I had two things. Much respect that he came all this way to support me.
Right.
But another one to come in there looking like a wet dog,
Right.
bro.
Bro, that's-
Like that.
yeah.
you was
You clean too?
Drenched, man. And I had this big
Ugly
ugly,
sweater.
sweater on,
Ugly-
man. Like
Christmas
thick,
ugly
ugly
sweater.
sweater, man.
All the
So
water,
yeah,
man.
so
Oh,
the thing,
man.
man. And it was crazy, but yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Like Mark said, man, it's just certain roles, certain things, man. You should just take more seriously as a man. Just especially when you're in a relationship with someone, when you care about somebody,
Right.
it should come natural to you.
It
Like,
should.
okay, this is feels right.
Right.
So if
Take
y'all had
make
to
an
break
extra
down to-
effort.
If you had to break down by percentage, how much of your chivalry or what y'all like may exhibit? For example, you say what you did with your wife in the rain. How much of that would you say came from what you saw from people or society or whomever may have been in your life versus what is naturally like,
It's
in
innate,
you,
So quickly,
you know?
quickly for me, man, a lot of that stuff is innate. Like,
Right.
like
Facts.
all of y'all
Damn.
know my
That's
backstory
dope.
because
Right.
I never really had that male figure in my
Right.
life. So I see stuff on TV or I pick up stuff on my own or just seeing my friends and my brothers, y'all my brothers, and I see y'all habits and stuff like that. I pick that up and I incorporate it into
Make
my
it your
relationship.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So
Yeah.
that's for me. That's what I would say. For me.
Mark, what about you, Mark?
Bro, likewise. I mean, I think certain things just common sense, or should come over as such. So as you growing up, becoming a man, you get to choose to a certain extent. What type of man you want to be. So you see where, like Zay was saying, where everybody else is doing. So you take bits and pieces of what you think is positive and make it your own attributes to put out to what you want to see. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
same.
agree. I would say, man, a good chunk of mine is like what I seen,
Right.
what I saw.
Right.
It's just being like, this is just what what you want to do. And as a child, you always want to aspire to be, a man. So you see, you have all these,
you find somebody
figures,
that's doing it.
somebody, something, you know what I'm saying, whether it's on TV or in your house or, you know what I'm saying, in the community. And you see what they do, and it's just like, this is what you're supposed to do. So whether it's a protector, whether it's a partner, and then I'd say the other, I'd say about maybe like 30% of it is definitely innate for sure.
Right.
More of the protector side of it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with everything y'all saying. I think a lot of it for me is what I saw growing up, but a good portion of it is just what feels right.
Right.
What
Exactly.
feels right to do.
Exactly.
But I don't think I wouldn't feel that way about what was right if I didn't see an example of that.
Right.
That makes sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, cause I can, you
that's
can
hard.
do things blindly, but not really know if it's right or wrong. But when you see it and it feels like, you know what, that's what I'm supposed to be.
I think I'm more in that category.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, okay. My uncles do this for my aunts. Okay, and then when I get my wife and I do it, it's like, because I saw
This is
that.
how-
Right, yeah.
Versus
Right.
doing it blindly. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
And that,
yeah.
you get that positive reinforcement from your wife, makes you
Right,
feel
yeah.
good that you made a good choice. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but then also chivalry shouldn't be done for a reaction. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I think a lot of guys look for that. Like
Right.
when I do it, like they look back like
Validation type stuff.
validation. That's
What's
the
she
word.
gonna do? But that's
Right.
huge in
Validation.
relationships, though. We're
Right,
talking
yeah.
about stepping in, stepping out.
Right.
A lot of things
Validation,
that we
yeah.
do as men is for the validation from my wives, from my spouses, right? So I
Right.
can say, hey, did I do this right?
Right.
Tell me that, show me that I'm doing this right.
Right.
But that's also a part of the love languages
Yeah.
because you know manifestations, speaking.
Right.
You
Understanding
know,
who you
you got to
really-
understand the love language. Like if
Right.
you need affirmation, then you know what you're getting into. Like my husband or my wife needs me to constantly tell them,
Right, that they're doing right.
yeah,
Right.
that ain't, I mean, I don't need it, but it doesn't hurt to hear it. But
Right.
you know,
It never hurts to hear it now.
At the
never
end of the
hurts.
day.
But,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it when it's spontaneous though. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
out the blue, my wife just says, you know what,
Right.
I see you.
Right.
And I appreciate what you've done. Like I saw you do this. I'm like, wow, you really did see me.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
appreciate
Facts,
it.
man.
Right.
Sure, facts.
That's what's up, fellas, man. Hey, well, we're gonna wrap this one up. I think it's time for us to call it a night.
Man.
How y'all boys feeling?
No,
Hey, man.
hey, I'm feeling good.
Hey,
Right.
man.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to
Please.
us on YouTube.
Like,
Right.
follow.
Follow
All that,
us, man, on
All that.
TikTok,
Hey, I'ma want another one.
Spotify,
Facts, man.
Hey.
Smash.
Spotify, TikTok,
That subscribe
YouTube,
button.
Facebook, all of it, man. We out here. We love y'all.
Yes, appreciate y'all. Appreciate the.
We love
and,
y'all, man.
and shout out to Daily On again for
Hey,
helping us out for this episode,
hey,
baby.
hey.
All right.
It's good stuff, man.